Why do banks have so much frickin' money? And can regular people like you and me copy their playbook in order to make money? In this video, I'll tell you how to do it and also show you a case study of what we actually did. First, let's take a simplistic view on how a bank makes money. You and I will deposit our hard-earned cash into a checking or a savings account, which we barely get paid any interest on, half a point if we're lucky. The bank will take the same money that we deposit and lend it out to our friends, family, and neighbors, anywhere between 3% and 15% depending on the risk. If you think about it, that's between a 6 times and a 30 times markup. No wonder banks have so much money. So how did I copy the bank's playbook? The first step is to establish a business line of credit with a bank or a credit union. This will allow you to be ready for an opportunity when it arises, yet at the same time, you're not going to be paying interest during the downtime. I have one of these set up currently with a $0 balance on it. It's completely untapped. I'll give you more details on it later. Recently, I got a call from a realtor friend of mine. He was representing a buyer who was a real estate investor that was looking to purchase a property in West Chicago, Illinois. He was looking to pay $215,000 for it and needed an 80% loan. So I agreed to lend him the $172,000. He couldn't get traditional bank financing for some reason. We'll talk about that later. But for the $172,000, I was going to get a first lien position, and this gentleman would pay me $4,300 in loan origination fee, and he would pay me $1,720 per month in interest. Now, you're probably wondering why a real estate investor would pay such a high amount in interest and fees for a short-term loan like this. To answer that, I caught up with this real estate agent. Here, check this out.
Hey, what's up, Omar?
Hey, PK, how are you today?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. So tell us a little bit about our background. We met, man, it's been a decade, right? We met at a real estate networking event. And then ever since then, we've done a few deals here and there. You're a realtor. You recently brought us this awesome deal in West Chicago. You're the realtor that's representing the buyer, and we're the lender on it, right? So tell us a little bit more about the background on this deal. What kind of property is it? What's your client planning on doing? Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, PK, if we go back, I want to say to about 2008, 2009. I can't recall the exact year, but we did our first deal in 2010, and I will never forget that deal because it was my own personal house, which I was not a buyer for, but I found the ideal home, which I'm still here. So, because of you, I live in my current house. However, we have grown a relationship ever since, and we've been doing a few deals. But the latest deal is at West Chicago, Illinois, and it turned out to be at the beginning, it was a short sale with an upcoming sale date. And at the time, I had to present a cash offer in order for the bank to, one, consider our offer due to the condition of the property because it needed work, and number two, because of the urgency that the sale date was quickly approaching. And as you know, a traditional lender can take up 90 to 45 days, which at the time we did not have. But because of my great work that I did, I was able to postpone it, and we got a little breather. We did not rush into the deal like I originally thought we were going to. But the fact that you were there with the funding lined up, just in case we needed to close the next day, made me feel as a realtor that I did my job of getting a buyer with a good lender that could close in case of an emergency, because with these asset managers, they're tough. And that particular asset manager was very tough, where he was kind of, I felt like he was pushing me around, but I kind of took it in a way to play ball with him. We even started talking about how he was from the Midwest. So anyways, after I convinced them to postpone the sale date, we were able to get an extra few days to do it right. But essentially what that property entailed, because it has not been renovated for about 10 years, obviously most short sales tend to be a little bit more run down because the seller thinks they're losing it, so they don't take care of the property. This house was livable, however, it needed cosmetic work and a little bit of exterior with the roof. But the fact that we got it at 215,000 K, with the average sales price in West Chicago being in the upper 200s at the bare minimum due to the shortage of inventory. It was a pretty good deal. So for this particular deal, my client, he thinks he's going to rent it in the long term just because it happens to be across the street from a school and he knows the area very well. And the goal is for him to fix it up in the next, probably the next 3 to 4 months, realistically, with the weather warming up, and then apply for traditional financing. But with the rates being as high as they are today, he can definitely take his time and possibly, take it up to 6 months to really lock in that 30-year mortgage that he feels might need it. Or if the market continues to be as hot as it is, the other option would be to sell it. But at this point, I believe based on his current goals, he will rent it out long term. So it was a pretty good deal in that way, where we used you as a bridge to get us into the house and hopefully get him into a nice long-term mortgage.
What do you think the value is going to be of this house?
I would definitely say I want to see the low 300s, maybe 309, 299 for sure, just because there's really nothing available in the market. But I based on my numbers, I told him realistically about 309 is pretty spot on. But he didn't care too much about that because he cares more about the cash flow.
You specialize in deals like this in the Chicagoland area. So if one of our viewers wants to get in contact with you, or support you in any way, or if they need help, what's the best way for them to do that?
Okay, great. The best way to get a hold of me is obviously, call me or text me. I'm always available. Unfortunately, I do work all day and night. So definitely text me, let me know what you're looking for. And I am going to start a big campaign. I'm doing some door knocking this upcoming spring, just because I know there's a lot of motivated sellers out there that just are not aware of what to do with their home. So definitely get a hold of me via text or call me at 847-340-0516. My name is Omar, and hopefully we could find you the next deal.
Right on. Thank you so much, Omar.
No problem, PK. Thanks for everything you do, and keep up the good work, and best of luck to you and your family. We'll see you soon.
You see, my friend, despite paying me such a high amount of interest and points, this gentleman is going to be left with $65,000 in equity. Now, let me show you where I got the $172,000 to lend to him in the first place. So this is where I got the $172,000 that I made the loan with. I got it from my commercial line of credit. As you can see, my balance is $172,000. I still have $61,600 left if I wanted to use it. And my interest rate here is about 4%. All right, now let's do the math on this deal. I'm getting paid $4,300 origination fee. I'm also getting paid interest on a monthly basis. For 6 months, my total interest is going to be $10,320. My cost to borrow the money is $3,440, and that leaves me with a net profit of $11,180. Not bad for a side gig, huh? Look, I didn't create this video to brag. I simply want you to understand how powerful of a tool a business line of credit is. The investment that I made is yielding about 14%. But in real estate, you can easily find investments that yield upwards of 30 to 40%. If your borrowing costs are only 4%, imagine how high of a yield that is. I wish I could tell you that banks hand these out like Halloween candy, but that wouldn't be true. For example, the line that I just showed you with the credit union, it started a couple of years ago. First thing I did was I became a member of the credit union, and then I opened a business credit card. I managed it responsibly until I was able to upgrade to a business line of credit. As soon as I was able to do that, every quarter I kept asking for an increase. When they saw my history, they kept increasing the line amount. Next thing you know, I had $233,000 available in a business line of credit. I'm not that smart. If I can do this, anyone can do this. Just make sure you choose your lenders wisely and only set up credit products that don't report to your personal credit. Otherwise, you might do some major damage to your FICO score. If you need our help, we've already developed the systems and lender relationship to dramatically shorten the time frame for you. All you need to do is head over to ApplyMidwestcom, click on the green button in the upper right-hand corner, and submit an inquiry. It literally takes 20 seconds. Go do it now. For Midwest Corporate Credit, I'm PK Patel. Thank you for watching.